Today we will understand one more very important topics that helps our day-to-day life very much nicely. So today we will discuss what is food, what is anna, and what is purpose of the food. What is the purpose? What should we eat? What we should not eat? How we should eat? There is a procedure how we should eat. And when to eat, when we should not eat, and how much we should eat. So we learn all these things today. So what is food? In Vedas and Upanishads, food is called anna. The name given to food is called anna. Anna, according to Vedas, it is one of the names of Lord Vishnu. Anna Namaka Bhagavan. Lord has one of the names called Anna. Anna means it is the name of the Lord. Why food is called Anna? Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Annad bhavanti bhutani. All of us are dependent on anna. Without food, we can't be alive. Every living entity subsists on food. Varieties of foods. Different living entities eat different types of food. But we are dependent on the food. Without food, we can't exist. So, on which we are fully dependent, and that is called anna. And that is why the Supreme Lord, Vishnu Narayana's name is called Anna. Because we are always dependent on the Lord. In various ways. So many ways we are dependent on the Lord. And one of the forms of the Lord on which we are highly dependent, praninam. Every prani means every living entity is dependent on food. So this is called food. Food means anna. And anna is one of the names of Lord. Now what is the purpose of the food? What is the purpose of the food? Today, unfortunately, people have no idea what is food, what is the purpose of the food. The only purpose that is there in their mind is animal purpose. That is enjoyment. They think food is meant for my enjoyment. They have no other higher purpose. Like child, when you are very small, you don't have any proper idea of protein, vitamins, nutrition. This is not there in the children's mind. All that child thinks is, it should be palatable to me. I should enjoy the food. That's all. That is a childish mentality. But a grown-up person, educated person, enlightened person has much better understanding of the food. They have, okay, this is full of vitamins. This is full of nutrition. We must eat food which is, all those things, A vitamin, B vitamin and all that. Child doesn't think like that. Unfortunately, today the childish-like civilization thinks that food is meant for enjoyment. If I can somehow exploit enjoyment from my food, that's all. That's the food. But that's not the only purpose of the food. That's a very low-level purpose of the food. What is the real purpose of the food? Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita 17th chapter, defines the purpose of the food. Sattva ayu balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha. Lord Krishna says this. Sattva ayu bala arogya sukha Priti vivardhanaha. This is the purpose of the food. Just see this. First thing Krishna says is sattvaha. Our existence should become purified. Currently our existence is impure. What does it mean? What do you mean by impure or contaminated existence? Contaminated existence means you are going to take one more birth. That is the meaning of contamination. If you are going to fail, or you are going to study one more year, same, let's say you are in 10th standard, and if somebody tells you one more year you have to study 10th standard, it is not very nice, isn't it? Like that, one more time you have to take birth in the material world, it means it is contaminated. So sattvaha means you have to purify your existence. Purifying existence means achieving moksha, going back to Vaikuntha, being with God. That is the first purpose of the food. Can you imagine the food can help you for this? The food, the anna that we eat, what is the first purpose of the anna? That should help you to get moksha. That should help you to go back to God. That should help you to reach Vaikuntha. This is the first purpose why we should eat. Sattvaha. And for that, you need ayuhu. Then you need bala, you need arogya, sukha, preeti. All these things should increase. And then it is called ahara. Just see this, how amazing it is. And in the Vedas it is mentioned, Srila Prabhupada quotes this in 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Aahar shuddhau sattva shuddhi. Aahar shuddhau sattva shuddhi. This ahara, the food that we eat, it should be so pure, it should be such a food that it should purify your existence. We already discussed what is the meaning of purifying our existence. Purifying existence means ultimately getting moksha, liberation. I'll get into details. Ahara shuddho sattva shuddhi. Sattva shuddho dhruva smritihi. So what happens when you eat food? That food that you eat should activate a certain kind of memory. Certain kind of memory. Dhruva smritihi. Smriti. See, this memory, is a very important topic in the Vedas, Upanishad, Puranas, and especially Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Because memory, Krishna even talks about memory. What is that memory? Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram smaraha. Memory, you have to remember. Memory is so important that we have to remember Lord Krishna at the time of death. And our food should activate that memory. This is the connection. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Antakale cha mameva, Antya kala, at the time of death, you should remember me. So that requires certain kind of memory. And that memory to remember God at the time of death comes from the food that we eat. Can you imagine? Krishna is saying, what is the success of life? In Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami says, what is the success of life? Etavan sankhya yogabhyam swadharma parinishthaya. Perfectly, if you have followed all the dharma in your life, what should be the result of that? Right? If I do anything perfectly, finally it should give me some result. So the result of the perfect following of dharma, yoga, all that, janma labha parapumsam. Labha, what is a profit? The profit is ante narayana smritihi. Ante narayana smritihi. Smriti means memory, remembrance. That narayana smriti should come at the time of death. That means you lived your human life. They say, if you fail in the exam, you tell the teacher, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है, ये कौन सा आंसर है? Answer याद नहीं आ रहा है. So, then teacher will say, you should properly attend class, no? Then only you will remember. You should nicely attend class, nicely study books, then you will remember everything. So, if you are not come for class, you're not heard properly, you're not revised properly, then how will you remember? So like that, Shukadeva Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam is saying, Parinishthaya swadharma. If you have done your dharma properly, yoga properly, then labha is, the profit is, ante narayana smritihi. And this narayana smriti, remembrance of Lord Krishna, which is considered as the greatest success. If somebody can remember Narayana, Krishna at the time of death, is considered as highest success, greatest success, and that is possible through the food that we eat. And every day minimum we eat 3 times. Some people eat 5 times, 8 times, 10 times. Some people whole day keep eating. You see? And that activity that we keep eating, that should finally result in remembering Krishna at the time of death. This is the purpose of food. It is so important in our life. Not that every day, okay, sometimes people may say, oh, once in a year I go to Vrindavan, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri. Every day I don't go. We are talking about some activity that we do every day, not just every day, 3 times a day we do. How important activity it is. It is so important that it can activate your memory at the time of death. Ante Narayana Smritihi. Aahar shuddhau sattva shuddhi. Sattva shuddho dhruva smritihi. Smritirlambe sarvagrantinam vipramokshaha moksha. Our ahara, the food that we eat, can give you moksha. This is an important activity. We cannot ignore this. We cannot be unmindful. We cannot think, I can eat anything. I can eat anytime. I can eat however I want. I can do whatever I want when I'm eating. No, because it is so important, because it activates your memory at the time of death, especially the memory of remembering Krishna. So the Shastras tell so many procedures to follow when we are eating, what to eat, isn't it? How to eat, the purpose of the food. So we understood what is food. Food is called Anna. And what is Anna? Anna is the name of Lord Vishnu, Narayana. Why is called Anna? Anna means on which we are all dependent. What are we dependent? Here in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Aham Vaishvanaro. See, Vaishvanaro Bhutvaha. In everybody I am there as Vaishvanara, in their stomach. Agni. Lord is not only present in Anna, is also present in our stomach as fire, called Vaishvanara. You see, you touch like this, you feel hot. Isn't it? You touch the dead body, it will be cold. How do they recognize somebody is dead or not? The dead body will be cold. Because that Agni, Vaishvanara Agni, will disappear. The Lord will leave the body. That's why when you touch the dead body, it will be very cold. Vaishvanaro Agnihi. The Lord is present in the as a Vaishvanara Agni in the stomach. And that Vaishvanara Agni is what you are sending the food inside to that Lord. The Lord who is sitting in our stomach as Vaishvanara Agni, we are sending the food. So how we should send the food to the Lord? Can we send anything and everything inside? The Lord is sitting. What should we send to the Lord? How we should send to the Lord? With what attitude we should send to the Lord is the whole lesson for us to learn. If we are not aware of all these things, we'll simply do the activities of eating like animals and we will die like animals. What does that dying like animal means? You have an opportunity to remember Narayana, Krishna, Govinda at the time of death, Antyakala. But dying like animal means what? Not remembering that. We have capacity, but you will not do that. That means dying like animal. And dying like animal happens when you eat like animal. So, what is this Anna, what is this food? You see how amazing it is? Every living entity is dependent on Anna. But what is that Anna for different living entities is different. It is not the same. You see cows, right? We all love cows. We like cows. We go outside and everybody likes to come and give something to that cow. Somebody will give grass. Somebody will come and give some, cabbage and different things they want to give. Now grass you are giving. Can you also eat grass? Oh, I like cows. I like cows so much. Let me also eat what cows eat. No, you cannot eat what cows eat. That is not your Anna. That is the Anna for the cows. If you eat grass, you may die. You will not get, dry grass you eat, you will not get required proteins, vitamins and all that. So, but for that cows, that grass is enough. We need to understand the mystical potency of Anna. Mystical potency. What can give energy to cow, you may not get that same energy from the grass. And the trees, look at the trees. Do they eat grass? Do they eat idli, dosa, pizza? Then what is Anna for the trees and plants? Carbon dioxide and the sunlight. Just see, not even like a gross food like us, they take air. That too, what is dangerous for us? If I put you into one chamber and put all carbon dioxide there, we will immediately die. But the same trees take carbon dioxide and they take that as their food with the sunlight. That is Anna for them. What a adbhuta, what mystical shakti the Lord has put everywhere. There are different living entities can eat different types of food. And from that food they get their shakti. Isn't it? In fact, in the Vedas and Upanishad it is mentioned that forget about Anna. This Manushya Deha itself is asahya. Asahya means intolerable. Sahya means somehow you can accept it. Tolerable. Asahya means it is so unwanted, you can't tolerate even for one moment. Like, you go and stand next to some dirty drainage. You get that stench. Stench means bad smell. And if I tell you, you have to stand here for 2 hours, you'll say, oh, no, I can't stand here even for 1 second. That is called asahya. So this Manushya Janma is asahya, untouchable, unbearable, unacceptable for Devatas. That is why you see when you read Shastra, whenever any Devatas do any mistake, what is a shapa, what is a curse given to them? Go and take birth as a human being. Hare, taking birth as a human being is a shapa. That is a punishment given to Devatas for a high level people. Don't be in Svargaloka. Go and take birth as a human. So human life is a asahya for Devatas. That is why they are given curse. It's a punishment. Taking human life it is not a very great celebration. Oh, I got human life like this. Nothing is there in the human life. Right? And you never hear a story where, in the Devatas it is said, oh, this Devata has done a mistake. Cut off his head. Cut off his hands and legs. That is not what punishment you see. What punishment? Go and take birth as a human being. And they will all cry. And they will in Mahabharata we see how Ashtavasus were cursed to take birth in the human life. And then Ashtavasus were crying. And then finally they approached Ganga Devi and said, can we take birth from your womb? And that's how, anyway, that's a big story, separate story. So they didn't want to take birth as a human being. So this human life is so disgusting, unacceptable, and the one characteristics of human life is very bad smell from the human body. We may not experience this because we are always with the human body, right? Like the pig in the drainage, it doesn't think it is very badly smelling. It is aram se living in the drainage. So the Shastra says from the human body, very bad smell comes. And that is why before you go and approach any devatas or puja, you have to take bath. Every time you go before guru or devatas, you have to take bath because there's a bad smell. And those who are advanced than you, they get that smell and they just can't come near to you. So human body is badly smelling, disgusting. There is no enjoyment in the human body. There's no, Devata's body can have so much enjoyment, right? They can enjoy like anything without disease, without old age they can enjoy, but we have old age disease. Then when the human body is so bad, so disgusting, untouchable, then you can imagine human food. Human food. Just like you stand and watch how pigs are eating. It will be eating some stool and drainage and you'll say, I cannot. You can't even think of eating that. So like that, the devatas forget about human body. Human food is so disgusting for them. Just see, that is what we are all eating. Right? And that food which is so unacceptable and disgusting for devatas, Lord accepts that in our stomach. Just imagine how merciful and compassionate that Lord is. The food which is so untouchable, disgusting, nobody is interested in that food. That food, the Lord accepts in our stomach. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutvaha. Pachamyaham. Who is digesting that food? Who is digesting? The Lord called Vaishvanara is digesting. How merciful that Lord is. Devatas don't even look at your food. But the Lord is saying, give me, I will accept it. How much compassionate He is. Because if He doesn't do that, we will die. We will die. We are fully dependent on the Lord. We are fully dependent on the Lord. Anna, we are dependent. For digestion, we are dependent. How merciful that Lord is. How compassionate that Lord is. He is digesting everybody's food. Your food is digesting. Even He is digesting the food of a pig in the drainage. How merciful the Lord is. And we say, oh, I don't care for this God. Where is God? I am not interested in God. If that Lord says, I am also not interested in your food, your story will be finished after that. How arrogance we have got. We say that I don't care for God. What God is doing me? People ask, what is your God doing? What is God doing? He is digesting the food that you are eating. If He stops digesting the food, what will happen to you? Imagine. And you see the doctors, the modern medical science says that there is an acid in our stomach, which Shastra says, Vaishvanara Agni, acid, which burns. Now the doctors say that acid is so powerful. If you take the same acid from your stomach and put it on your skin, it will burn like anything. It can even burn the bones. It can burn your skin in a few seconds, it will burn. And that same acid is inside your stomach and nothing is happening to your stomach. See the miracle. This is one of the adbhuta, one of the wonder. That fire, that acid is sitting and burning only your food. The food. It is not burning your stomach. It is not burning intestine. It is not burning it, creating any problem. It burns only food. And helps you to extract protein, vitamins and supply to our body and nourishes our body. In Ayurveda, they say, in the doctor, modern medical science, they say, all the root cause of all disease is indigestion. If your food is not digesting, it means it is creating all kinds of disease in your life. If it is digesting well, it means everything is great. So when you go to Ayurvedic doctor, first thing they'll check is your digestion. Is your digestion all right? They will ask. Skin disease, sleeplessness. Just see this. And that Lord, who accepts the food which devatas even don't look at it. Because it is so disgusting food that we are eating. And that food can become a miracle food. What does miracle food means? A miracle food that can activate a memory. It is said the same food which goes inside can activate two things. Satkarma, sadbhavana. This is the purpose of the food. What is the purpose of the food? The food that we eat should activate two things after it goes inside. Satkarma, sadbhavana. What is satkarma means? Satkarma means it should activate all spiritual activities from us. I should get up in the Brahmi Muhurta, should get up early in the morning. I should help others, right? I should do good to others. I should read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. I should not cheat others. I should not take bribe from others. I should not be lusty. I should not rape others. Satkarma. That Satkarma comes from the food that we eat. And then sadbhavana. Bhavana means thoughts. And you should have thoughts of Krishna, Narayana. Satkarma, sadbhavana comes from the food we eat. And it will not simply come. Just like that you simply, push inside and it will go inside and satkarma, sadbhavana will come. No. There is a way. When you eat in that way, there is the proper food. When that food goes inside in a particular way, then only satkarma, sadbhavana will come. And that's why the Vedic science, Sanatan Dharma, it knows the science. How to make everybody do satkarma and have sadbhavana. So what food should go inside, how it should go inside, how much it should go inside, when it should go inside. See, all that guidance is given. Unfortunately, today people call themselves are educated. They say, I am so great man, and they have no basic idea of any of these things. However, they eat like animals. Like for example, one of the rule for eating food is, you should never eat food standing. It is meant only for animals. Animals can eat standing because, they eat standing also, they eat sitting also. But if you are eating, a human being eating, a proper etiquette of eating is that you should always sit down and eat. Even drinking water, we should sit down and drink. It all has connection with the Vaishvanara Agni in our stomach. How to send food? First of all, eating process or, eating food is called yajna. What is that? Yajna. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says this. Yajna shishtashana hasanto ashina. Ashina means eating. Ashana means eating. Eating is called yajna. What is yajna? Yajna means worshipping the Lord. Not an ordinary thing. You see here, we do yajna every Saturday. How we worship very carefully, with so much devotion. There is a particular procedure. So, yajna shishtashana hasanto muchyante sarva kilbishai. The food that you eat, the process that you are eating at the time of eating that you follow is muchyante sarva kilbishai. It should give you freedom from all contamination. That is how we should eat. That is what we should eat. And that is called yajna. What is that yajna? That we keep putting now. Om idam Krishna, idam namama. It is for Krishna. Right? So like that, when we are offering to the Lord. So when we are eating, we are offering to whom? Vaishwan, the Lord in the stomach. Not for our enjoyment. That enjoying mentality is a childish mentality. There is nothing wrong in enjoying the natural taste of the food. But thinking that that is the only goal of my eating, that is forbidden. The moment you eat like that, oh, so nice, like this, you only food, tasty like that, if you eat, immediately satkarma, sadbhavana will not come from that food. Satkarma, sadbhavana will not be released. See, this food, that what we eat, has a sukshma layers. It has stula layer. Stula means gross. Sukshma means subtle. From the gross layer, we get iron, potassium, all those ingredients that are required to nourish the body. They say that you need vitamin, you need this potassium, you need iron, you need so many things are needed. That is all there in the food. So once it goes, this, the digestion process will separate all that so that it will absorb that, what is needed. That is very, very, very basic. The food that we eat also has the satkarma, sadbhavana. And that is called sattva. If you are able to unlock it, we are only unlocking what? We are unlocking iron, potassium, so many other things, vitamins and all that we are unlocking. And unfortunately, in modern day, most of the people are suffering from indigestion. That means they are not able to unlock even that gross level also. Iron, vitamin also they are not able to unlock. What they are eating, everything is coming out just like that. That is the low level of eating that is happening in the modern day. No proper digestion at all. So, but when we eat, if your body, the Vaishvana Agni, if it is able to unlock satkarma, sadbhavana from the food, because in that food, Anna Namaka Bhagavan, the Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana is there. Why? Anna is Narayana. Anna is Narayana. The food is Narayana and we are giving to Narayana. In that process, what is needed for the soul's moksha, soul's liberation will happen. Because ultimately, whether you are eating, whether you are sleeping, whether you are working in your job or whatever it is, ahara, nidra, all these things. Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasu. Yukta swapnava bodhasya yogaha. We have to do in the yoga process. Yoga process means, yoga means connecting with the Lord. Yoga means connection. So when you do that in connection with the Lord, then dukkhaha, all your dukkha will go, you'll be happy and you'll get moksha. You'll be able to remember Krishna at the time of death. And that is the purpose of the food. So we understood what is food, anna, and what is the purpose of the food from Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of the food is to activate the memory that will help me to remember Krishna at the time of death. Not only at the time of death, all the time. If you eat in the proper way, proper food, all the time you will be able to remember. Okay, now, how to eat? What does the Shastra says? Shastra says, Panchardra bhojanam. Before you eat, the first condition is Pancha ardraha. 5 parts of your body should be washed. This is the first process. You cannot simply, food, gulab jamun, let me go and grab it. No, that is animalistic way of eating. Before you approach the food, food is Anna Brahma. So Swayam Narayana. Right? We say, Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnavi. Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan. Vishwaso Naiva Jayate. Mahabharata says, it's Govinda Anna Brahma. So, we are going to touch the Lord. How do you touch the Lord? Will you simply do anything and everything with your hands and legs and will you come and touch the Lord? Of course, modern day people have no idea. So, they may say, what's wrong? But, how? We have to always keep ourselves clean. Begins with cleanliness. Vedic culture begins with cleanliness. So Panchardra means cleansing the 5 parts of our body. What are the 5 parts of body? 2 legs, 2 hands and mouth. These are the 5 parts which will be involved in this eating process. 2 feet, legs, from anything from the knee down, we have to wash. Especially the feet we have to wash, and then your hands you have to wash, and then mouth you have to wash. This is how we prepare ourselves to approach Anna Brahma, Anna Narayana. With a proper respect, with cleanliness, I'm going to touch the Lord. I'm going to begin yajna. So I should be clean. Not that I wear some shoes and stand in some restaurant and I eat. This is all extremely abominable process. That is not the way to approach the food. Food is extremely honorable thing in our life. It's a very, very respectable thing. Not that, you stand anywhere, you sit anywhere, you eat anything and everything, however you want. No, I'm going to begin yajna. I want to do yajna, puja. Because the one who knows this goal of life, ante narayana smriti, everything I do should take me towards that. Janma labha smritaha, that is a labha. So that means I have to do properly. Panchardra, what is the first condition? 5 parts of our body should be cleansed. What are those 5 parts? Legs should be washed, feet should be washed, hands should be washed, and mouth should be washed before eating. Right? So that is Panchardra Bhojanam. Bhojanam Bhunjat Pranmukaha. If possible, we should sit facing the eastern direction or northern direction. When you're sitting for eating, not that any direction I sit and eat. If possible, preferably we sit facing the east direction and the northern direction. And that is the direction the Lord is always facing. That is how when you build a temple, when you keep the Lord, it is always facing the east direction or northern direction. Whether you are doing meditation, you should do meditation in the eastern or northern direction. You do whatever it is. So always this east and north directions are recommended. So when we sit and eat, so we should do, this is a preferable thing. Yathavan mauna samyati. So next, third criteria is you should remain silent when you are eating. What does this mean? So it says, Prabhupada explains what is Mauna in Bhagavad Gita. When you are eating, when you are putting that pranaya swaha, apanaya swaha, you're Bhagavad Gita here, prana, apana, samyuktam, right? That Anna is Narayana, that Narayana is going, and when it is going, now the moment it enters into your body, when it comes in contact with Vaishvana or Agni, what is that Vaishvana or Lord is doing? He's separating that spiritual side of that Anna. That will increase your Narayana Smriti, Krishna Smarana. That was going to happen the moment it goes inside. So what should I do at that time? I should do Narayana Smarana, Krishna Smarana. That means at the time of eating, Mauna Samyutam. That means you remain silent. Either you speak about Krishna, that is also called Mauna, or you listen about Krishna. That means don't do some gossiping at the time of death. The moment you do gossiping when you are eating the food which contains that spiritual aspect, there are many layers in the food. Right? Vitamin, iron, potassium, that is all physical layer. And there is this Brahmamaya, Brahma Kosha is there. Brahma Kosha means spiritual Kosha in that food. That Kosha will get separated and it gets, that your body will absorb that. And when that your body gets absorbed, sadbhavanas will come. When your body absorbs the iron, when your body absorbs the vitamin, your body becomes strong. Like, they say, when you're trying to lift something, you get tired and you go to doctor, they say, your body is not absorbing the iron content. That is why you're feeling weak. That is why you're feeling fatigue. They say, the symptom of feeling fatigue means your body is not absorbing iron from the food. So you take some iron tablets, they give iron tablets. So the moment you are not getting enough sufficient Krishna Smarana, you're not able to remember Krishna, it means your body is not absorbing that Brahma Kosha from your food. And that Brahma Kosha of the food, your body will not absorb if you do not remember Krishna at the time of your eating. Either you have to hear about Krishna or speak about, of course, speaking about Krishna is difficult because we are eating. So, ideally we should remember, or if not remember, another easy is somebody should be sitting around us. We must be hearing about Krishna Katha. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. If that does not happen when you are eating, you are just missing out the most important part of your food. What is that? That Vishnu, that Narayana Smriti, what food can activate, Dhruva Smriti is not happening. So it is only physical body requirement is taken care. How unfortunate that people don't follow this at all because they don't even know this. They don't even know this. What do people do? The eating is the mega time for gossiping. The mega gossiping happens at the time of eating. Politics you discuss. Bollywood you discuss. All unwanted topics people sit and discuss at the time of eating. And sometime they will be remembering all sad things. Who cheated me? What did this? What happened to this? Even according to Ayurveda, according to medical science, when you are eating, no, your tongue should produce lala rasa. It is called lala rasa. Lala rasa means that, what is that called? Saliva. Saliva is called lala rasa. That lala rasa has to mix with your food. How much saliva mixes with your food, that much your food gets digested. And that lala rasa produce, how your tongue produces the lala rasa depends on what you are thinking. If you are somewhere you are thinking something, then no lala rasa will come out of your tongue. That means that food is just going inside without lala rasa. No absorption. Forget about that Brahma kosha in the food. Even that Anna kosha also will not come. There is Anna kosha, Brahma kosha. Anna kosha is all this vitamin, protein, all this iron, potassium and all this thing. That also will not be absorbed. You see nowadays people, generally nowadays people are watching some mobile, some video on the mobile, and they're watching some cinema, some web series, or they're watching some sports. And when they are doing that, they have no idea what they are eating, how much they are eating. They have no idea. It means Anna kosha also zero, Brahma kosha is also zero. That's why what goes inside comes outside, and such a person will die very, very soon. Sattva ayu, bala arogya. You will neither get ayu, nor get bala, nor get any arogya. So, how much that saliva will be produced from your tongue depends on what you are thinking and what you are hearing at that time. So that's why consciously we have to pay attention and hear about Krishna, remember Krishna. Oh Krishna, you are so merciful. First of all, human life is so disgusting. Human body is disgusting. Human food is disgusting. And you are so compassionate. You are so merciful. You are sitting in my stomach as Vaishwanara Agni. And you are accepting this food just to bless me. God doesn't need your food. It is so disgusting food. Why he needs that? Lord has, spiritual food. But he is still accepting it because you are giving out of love. Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Because you are giving out of love and devotion, the Lord is accepting that disgusting food. That devatas are not even interested in that. So we have to give with love and devotion, and that love and devotion should be there at the time of eating. Not some hatredness, not some greed, some jealousy. Because see, what thoughts will come in your mind depends on what you are hearing, no? You hear somebody cheated you, some hatredness will come, some anger will come. That's why we should be very careful. It's just Shastras, right? That Bunjane Mauna Samyutaha. Either be silent and remember the Lord, think of the Lord's pastime, or you make somebody sit and you hear about it. So that is the third. The first one is what? Panchardra. Pancha means 5. We have to cleanse our 5 parts of the body. Second one is, if possible, sit facing the east and northern direction. The third criteria, most important criteria to unlock the Brahma Kosha in the Anna Brahma is that you have to do Vishnu Smarana, Narayana Smarana, Krishna Smarana, either by being silent or by listening. Don't talk rubbish. Politics, Bollywood, your relatives, this, that and all. If you at all you want to talk about Krishna at the time of prasadam. And then the next important thing is, the next criteria, the Shastra says, Nanindyat Anna Bhakshat. Nanindyat. Please do not scold, find fault with the food that you are eating. That should not happen at the time of eating. Ayo, this food you see is so bad, no taste. This, what is this? How can I eat this? How they cooked, you see, very badly they are cooked. If you do this, you are insulting Anna. Especially during that time. After you finish, go and give feedback, but not during eating. Because if you do that during eating, you're only not happy and you're sending that as a yajna inside to the Lord. How it will work? With love, we should take it. Lord has sanctioned me this. With gracefully, let me accept it. Let me practice vairagya. With the tolerance, let me develop this tolerance. Let me develop vairagya. With that mode of vairagya, let me accept it. Na nindyat anna bhakshat. Na nindya. Nindya means, for criticizing, finding fault. Whatever has come in my plate, I should eat. Happily, I should eat. After that, as a matter of duty, I will give feedback. But absolutely no criticizing the food. So that is next criteria. Swadu swadayet bhakshyat. Happily you should taste the food. Swadu swadayet bhakshyat. Oh, so nice, so nice. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given that beautiful prayers. What is that prayer? If you see, Sharira vidyajal jadendriya dhayeka jive pele vishesagarat tara madhye jikhvati lobhamoye sudurmati take jeta kathina samsare. Krishna bada doyamoy. He's so dayamai. Why? Swaprasad anna dilobhai. Swaprasada anna. He has given his own anna to us. He is anna. So he has given that anna to us. Swaprasad anna dilobhai. Bhai, brothers. He has given that anna to us. Anna dilobhai. Say annamrita pav. Radha Krishna gunagav. Same Shastra is saying. At the time of food, what should you do? Radha Krishna gunagav. By glorifying Radha Krishna, their pastime you should eat. Radha Krishna gunagav. Premedako. Prem se. With love. Swadu swadu bhakshayet. Swadu swadu. With love we should eat. Not with some anger, not with some hatredness, not with some complaint. No. So, Panchardra bhojanam bhunjat pranmukaha yathavan mauna samyuta nanindyat anna bhakshyat swadu swadayet bhakshayati. So, this is how we should eat. This is how we should eat. Now, what should we eat? Can I eat anything and everything? No. Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, 3rd chapter, 13th verse. What is that? He says, Yajna Shishtashanah Santo Muchyante Sarva Kilbishai. What is that? Bhunjate Agham Papam. You should eat the remnants of the Lord. Remnants of the Lord. Remnants means Uchishta. Uchishta means leftover. We have to eat what is offered to the Lord. When you offer to the Lord that ordinary material food, by Lord accepting it becomes Anna Brahma. And the Lord accepts it, it becomes Yajna Shishta. That Yajna Shishta we should eat. Not anything and everything. First of all, there are 3 types of food. Sattvika, Rajasika, Tamasika. In the 17th chapter, Krishna says, Tamasika food we should not even touch. Like meat, old food, what you keep in the fridge for long time, that is all tamasic food. So, people say, India was not scientifically advanced. See, fridge was not there. Fridge was not required because it is tamasic. That is why they don't want it. In your country, you eat tamasic food 1 week, they cook. I know, you talk to any people who live in US and all, they say they cook once in a week, they keep it in their fridge and they eat a whole week, they eat. And this is tamasic, and that will not increase your Krishna smarana if you do all these things. So you want that smriti, smarana, then you have to eat only sattvic food. Sattvic food means after cooking in 3 hours you should eat. Right? So Rajasic food, too much masala food we should not eat. Sattvika Aahar priyaha. And that sattvic food with love and devotion, when you offer to the Lord, that becomes Yajna Shishta. That's all we should eat. And Shastra strongly and strictly says, it says, what is that? Paranna na bhojanat. Paranna na bhojanat. What is the meaning of this? Paranna. Paranna means what? Para anna. It has 3-4 meanings. Paranna means others' food strictly don't consume. What does others' food means? First thing is, don't eat others' juta. Nowadays, all kinds of nonsense is going on. People, they eat juta and what to speak of juta of others. Shastra says, when you are eating, if something falls from your mouth, that becomes untouchable. You only should not touch it. Your own food, if it comes out of your mouth and falls, don't touch it. If you touch, you have to wash your hands and legs. In fact, you have to wash with the cow dung. That is called gomaya. After food eating over, they clean that place with cow dung because it has become now contaminated. So our food is contamination. Lord's food is not contaminated. That purifies us. So we should never eat others' juta. Never. You can only eat the prasadam of the Lord. You can eat the prasadam of your spiritual master. That is called Mahaprasadam. And if you are a wife, you can eat the food left by a husband if he is a Vaishnava. If he is not Vaishnava, you should throw that food. You should not eat that. Because we are not supposed to eat anybody's juta. You can take juta of a Maha Vaishnava. Otherwise, it is untouchable. So by taking that, we develop our memory for that person will increase. When there is this extramarital affair, they develop some other relationship, then they ask, how did you forget me? How can you? It is because you are eating that kind of food. Forget about remembering Narayana, remembering Krishna. People are not able to remember their own husband and wife, and they are developing all kinds of illicit relations and affairs because that level of contaminated food they eat. The moment you eat that contaminated food, contaminated thoughts, contaminated activity. No satkarma, no sadbhavana. What can you expect? Such a civilization, such country, you will see divorce rate is high, all kinds of affairs. 4th time I am changing my husband, 5th time I am changing my wife, and all kinds of relationship. It is because their food is like that. The food is the most important part of Sanatan Sanskriti, Vedic culture. It is not simply anything I eat, anytime I eat, however I want to eat. No. What we eat, how we eat, when we eat, how much we eat, everything is meant to finally make us civilized. And what is the result of civilization? Ante Narayana Smritihi. Paran na bhojana. Don't eat others' food. Don't eat their juta. And Shastra says, the first class food, of course prasadam, the first class food is what is cooked by you. Personally, whatever you cook, that is a first class. If not, cooked by others who are devotees. Never ever eat food cooked by others. Shastra fully, strongly bans this. If other person is not a devotee, is not a Vaishnava, who does not have that sadbhavana, like when you are eating, you have to remember Krishna, the same way the person who is cooking should also remember Krishna and cook. If he is not doing that or she is not doing that, it's a contaminated food. Don't touch, don't eat. Paranna na bhojana. So people may call you, hey, nowadays people are, hey, give me treat, give me treat. Your birthday, give me treat. Why you want to eat that papanna? Why you want to do this? This is so horrible. First of all, it is paranna and cooked by someone else in some dirty place, some hotel. God knows what is their standard of cleanliness. All these things. According to Shastra, the person who cooks the food should be doing upavasa. He cannot eat and then cook the food. There is a process to cook the food. You should take bath. You should be in good cloths, means washed cloth, shuchi cloth, and you should not have anything in your stomach. And then you cook thinking of Krishna, and that food should be offered to the Lord, and that food we should eat. And then what will happen? Your sadbhavana, satkarma will come. And when we go and eat in hotel, oh, this hotel is good, that hotel is good. What horrible. Are they following any of these things? Why are we? That is all because of our tongue. Oh, the taste is good. This item is good. Anywhere, cooked by anybody, anything is okay. Roadside also, and the drainage side also, okay. Doesn't matter. It should just taste good to our tongue. Dirty mind. That's why dirty thoughts, dirty relationship, dirty life. So, paranna bhojana. Don't eat from others' house, cooked by others. If it is only prasadam given by Vaishnavas, eat. If you are eating, be prepared. You will not do satkarma. There will be no bhavana in your mind. That's all. If somebody says, I don't care, it's okay. Okay, fine. You live like an animal, die like an animal. That's all. It is meant for human being. Whatever we are discussing is for human beings. If somebody says, I am not interested to live like a human, I want to live like animal. People nowadays, they say, no, I love dog, I love cats, I don't mind becoming like them. So become like them. No problem. So paranna na bhojanat. So this is what we should not eat. And we should not eat on Ekadashi. We should not eat, even it is prasadam, we should not eat on Ekadashi. We should not avoid certain items on Chaturmasya. Now, like Chaturmasya is going on. We don't eat green leafy vegetables. Like that, there is Chaturmasya. Then Janmashtami day we do fasting. Appearance and disappearance day of Acharyas. We don't eat. So, these are the days we don't eat. So, this is what we have to follow. Then when to eat? When should we eat? Can I eat anytime and every time? We should eat morning. How should I eat morning? I should eat morning breakfast like a prince. Nicely you should eat in the morning. Especially before 8:30, 9 o'clock we should eat. And then you should take the biggest meal by afternoon. As the sun goes up, see, again Ayurveda says, to digest your food you need fire. You need fire. And that fire, your body not only gets from stomach, it also gets from sun in the sky. So as the sun increasing, you can eat that much. As the sun start setting, the sunlight start decreasing, the heat start decreasing in the nature, it is an indication, don't eat. Nowadays, people eat at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night. This is horrible. They will get all kinds of disease. They will not get good sleep. They will get disease. They will not have sadbhavana, satkarma. The crime rate is increasing in the society. Rapes are increasing. Cheating is increasing. Bribe is increasing. Everything is increasing because their lifestyle is so dirty. They cannot expect a happy life and while having dirty habits. Both are not, disconnected. They're connected. So, we must eat when the sun is there in the sky. If sun is not there in the sky, strictly don't eat. You are overloading food on your body. That is not the Vedic injunction. Sunset, no eating. Should finish it off our dinner, especially light dinner. Lunch should be the maximum. Breakfast should be the second, big meal. So that is what? When to eat. And how much we should eat? Srila Prabhupada and Yoga Sutras, they say you should eat sufficiently. And while eating, don't drink so much water. You can only sip the water. And don't drink too much water immediately after eating. And when you feel like taking little more, at that time you should stop. So in your stomach, 50% should be food, 25% should be liquid like water, sipping and all. 25% should be empty. People say, oh, so much I'm eating, bloating. And they say, idhar tak, naak tak aa gaya. That is for disease. That means you are eaten not for yajna, you are eaten for your sense gratification. That is an indication that I am eating for sense gratification. And Krishna says in the same shloka, Bhagavad Gita, that if you bhujante tu agam papa pachanti atma karanat. If you eat for your sense gratification, then it is agam papa, full of papa. Not only you will fall sick, you will not be able to remember Krishna in your day-to-day life, especially at the time of death. So these are some important points about eating process, right? What is food? What is the purpose of the food? How do we eat that food? What food we eat? When we eat? How much we eat? And if you know this much, the result of that is Ante Narayana Smriti, and such person will be engaged in Satkarma. Satkarma means not only you are helping yourself towards moksha, you will also help everybody. Not that dushkarma, not troubling others. You will actually help others. That becomes very, very, natural to us. So let's be mindful of that. And, we should be thankful to the Lord for accepting this human food, which is so abominable. Out of compassion, out of love we offer, so the Lord accepts it. And that food, by we taking, honoring it, we purify our existence. Sattva, Ayu, Bala, Arogya, Sukha, Preeti, Vivardhana. This is the purpose of food. We'll stop here. Yarantara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.